How did 90s users set up early email clients? Imagine a time when the internet was just starting to become part of everyday life, and setting up email was a real adventure. Back in the 1990s, users had to do a lot of things manually to get their email clients working. First, they needed an internet connection, which was mostly dial-up using modems that connected through phone lines. Connecting could take several minutes and sometimes involved hearing those familiar screeching sounds. Once online, users installed an email program like Eudora, Microsoft Mail, Lotus CC, Mail, or Outlook Express. These programs weren't just click-and-go. They required users to input specific details about their email accounts. They had to enter the incoming mail server address, which usually used Post Office Protocol 3 or Internet Message Access Protocol. These protocols let the email client fetch messages from the server. Then, they added the outgoing mail server address, often an SMTP server, which handled sending emails. Users also needed to type in their username and password to log in securely. Because standards were still evolving, users often had to know the exact server names and port numbers provided by their internet service provider or workplace IT department. Unlike today's automatic setup, this process was hands-on and could be confusing for beginners. Many popular email clients like Eudora offered advanced options, such as scripting rules and filters to organize incoming mail. Eudora was especially loved because it ran on both Apple Macintosh and Windows computers, making it accessible to many users. In workplaces, setting up email was a bit different. They used local area network systems like Microsoft Mail or Lotus Notes, which required configuring the client to connect to a local server, sometimes called a post office. Users had to specify network paths and server names to get their email working within the company network. By the mid-1990s, with Windows 95 becoming common, email started to feel more integrated into the operating system. Webmail services like Hotmail appeared, giving users a way to access their email through a web browser without installing software. Still, many preferred desktop clients because they offered richer features and offline access. Setting up an email client back then was a hands-on task that involved a good bit of technical know-how and patience. Once everything was configured correctly, users felt a real sense of achievement, knowing they could send and receive messages in this new digital world. It was a time when users were more directly involved with their technology, unlike today's mostly automatic setups.